Welcome to Before We Overthink It, the show that captures people's initial reactions before and after watching a movie. As a film buff who loves to discuss movies, I encourage others to take in and explore the stories they experience on screen.
I want to know all the things about you.
My name is Paula Rivera, and I'll be your host. And just a warning, spoilers ahead.
Like what? Like how your little piggies taste.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Before We Overthink It podcast. I'm here with Justin.
We're back. We missed a week, but we are back.
We are back, and very excited for
Lee Cronin's The Mummy. It is another released movie.
Yes. Is this related to the other Mummy movies?
I believe so. Who is Lee Cronin?
Is he the author or is it the director?
Lee Cronin is an Irish filmmaker and director best known for his works in Hollywood. He did Evil Dead Rise 2023, The Hole in the Ground, you would like that one, 2019, and Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
What's The Hole in the Ground?
I have no idea. That's what you would like because of the name.
Lee Cronin's That's kind of funny that he added his name to the title.
Well, because
of
there's
the
there's
movie.
multiple different The Mummies, so it has to be
I don't know.
distinguished.
It's like Guillermo del Toro didn't put his name in Guillermo del Toro,
Lee
the
Cronin
Frankenstein.
is not a auteur yet. He only has 3-ish movies on his repertoire.
Why does he think that his name is like famous enough to be put in the?
What? Maybe it's not
the
famous
title.
enough. That's why he needs it in there. But regardless, we're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Yes.
After we get into the movie.
Do you think it's gonna be good? Did we see a trailer for this?
I've seen a couple trailers for this, and you have too, but you probably forgot.
Is it? I couldn't remember. Is it the one where they think that their daughter's like possessed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think by Mummy.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
saw some buzz on it online. They were saying it was very violent, very scary, but very discombobulated. So we shall see.
So, hopefully it's good.
Paula doesn't cry again.
I will not.
Like she did in the last movie.
I didn't cry.
The last scary movie we watched.
No, I didn't.
What was it called? Undertone?
I did not cry to Undertone. Why would you say
She did.
No, I didn't.
No, actually, I was the last person to cry to a movie in Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, you did cry. Project Hail Mary. Yeah, I haven't cried.
We got a little off track.
But
yes, we better best get going.
We really hope the movie's good, and we're on time.
Not really. It's 8:35. It's already 8:30.
We're only 5 minutes late.
We're only 5 minutes late, so we might get to even see the roller coaster ride.
So what did you think?
I thought it was alright. It was pretty good. I was pretty scared.
It was alright. It was pretty. You're such a liar. You really lied.
It was fun. It was very scary, Bella.
Yeah, it was.
She wasn't very. It was
like kind of funny, scary. It wasn't so much terrifying. It was.
Well, it was kind of gross when that like scorpion reached in.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was so gross. But she was a dedicated officer.
She was
gonna.
There's no way that they'd let it. Why did she graduate from? Why'd she get rid of the job?
I don't know. She had to be. She wanted to be promoted, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe they're secular in Cairo.
No, Cairo is the most conservative place ever. We bought this for $3, but I had a 30-cent discount. And it makes the.
Whoa!
What?
It's like my name with Jocelyn's last name.
Really? There were moments where they gave good performances, but then they would say these ridiculous things.
Because his character was similar, maybe, to how he was in Midsommar when he was just doing whatever on the side. Maybe they did shoot on location and that's why they needed people like
No,
everywhere.
that would actually be the opposite. If they shot on location, they got less people.
Really?
Why they gotta be scaring us in the post-credits scene? Don't throw the popcorn away.
I won't.
Like last time.
I didn't throw popcorn away. Wait, yes I did.
Did we forget like my phone or something?
I
Yeah,
have
did.
my phone in my bag.
I got my phone.
Okay.
What?
That's gonna become an un.
Oh my god, let's get out of here, brother.
I don't want it to be an ongoing thing that I throw away.
Don't throw my popcorn away, I swear to God, brother.
No, but I'm gonna get canceled.
Yeah, you're gonna get canceled for abusing me, brother.
I'm sorry. Cause
There's gonna be so many people here. Wait,
'Cause
should we go this way?
I threw away the popcorn.
Should we go pee? Should we go to the bathroom?
Wait, I actually really need to pee.
Yeah,
Oh, look at this poster for the back rooms.
oh my god, it looks like the wall. Are you excited for this movie, brother?
Yes.
Look at this beautiful poster. Look at this beautiful poster right here for the back rooms.
You're right. Rico low-key gives back rooms. If they were like really lit up. Wait, I actually knew that.
Should we look at the photo booth? No, it's probably like $25 now.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
these
someone
are
in it.
cute.
The Mario ones?
Yeah, Mario. Do you like my Mario gift for
Why are you
Bia?
teasing movies that we're not gonna watch?
Who said we're not gonna watch it?
Are we gonna watch Mario?
No.
Oh, someone had a nice little smoke. Wait, can you help me? I'm losing a blank.
No, you're not.
Can you grab them for me?
You're not.
Alright, then we're gonna set up Perez here. Or are you too embarrassed, brother? Don't we have to schmove?
Oh yeah, we do have to schmoo.
Because people are gonna be looking at you.
Shut up.
Should we park among the cranes?
No, I don't want to stare at the cranes the
You
whole
sure
time.
you don't want me to park like right between the cranes like this?
Dang it. I should have been recording outside
You are.
the window.
Bala, what the fuck? Should we park like this, brother?
Oh.
I think this is legal parking. You wanna get out?
No.
Okay, can I park here?
You can't park here. Justin! We're gonna get stuck.
You can't park here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, did I give mommy just there?
You gave mommy.
Okay, I don't think we can stay there.
Why not?
I feel like they've claimed it, and I don't want the owner to come back and be mad.
It's gonna be hard. How are they gonna get out of that parking spot?
Yeah, how are they gonna get into their car?
Yeah.
That would be so rude of me. What if they have small children to get home to?
They're gonna be so
They
inconvenient.
drive their cranes home.
You set it up again.
Why is it so late? Was that movie like 3 hours long?
You're right. 8:30, and it's 11.
That movie was long as fuck, though.
I didn't even realize.
I was like kind of realizing at some points, but
Wait. Oh, I knew this would come in handy one day. But yeah, she reminded me of the fish from Shape of Water.
really, yeah, kind of actually.
She had that like
At the
same
end.
face.
Her face, I was like kind of disappointed that she didn't tear her own face off, because in the movie, like,
Oh, I wanted to say something about that because I was a little confused. Because when he like gets the curse passed on to him, I thought that she was now like entirely made out of the dressings that they were supposed to put on him after. But no, that she was fine, right?
Wait, I was adjusting the camera. Can you TLDR that?
Bruh.
She was putting the dressings on him.
That's not what I said.
Okay. Well, please elaborate, Sparla. Elaborate. Enlighten me. Fill me in.
Okay. When he sacrifices himself
Yeah.
and like gets the curse
Oh, he does do that.
transferred to him.
He saves his family.
Yeah, but when she wakes up, I thought her skin was entirely bandages.
Really?
Until the very end when they finally like realized that her body was under there. But my question is, how are all those are they like supposed to transfer the dressings from her body onto his?
Isn't that like how mummification works?
You don't use
Where they like draw hieroglyphics on the like dressings that they put on them, and then those are actually like transferred onto the body of the mummified like monk or whatever, king.
No, but in actual mummification was a very clean thing. They weren't reusing the same bandages that they would have put on someone else.
Wait, so you have insight into mummification? You're like expert that we can refer to?
Justin, I had an ancient Egypt face.
No,
When
I
was
also
younger.
took a class in like, I don't know, one of my like 10th grade or something. No. It was like 5th grade actually.
No, yeah, we talked about ancient Egypt in like 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah.
But anyway, when I was a kid, I was fascinated.
Me too.
I was
Because
completely.
it was the only stories I was hearing.
Oh yeah, Justin didn't have TV.
No, I actually had stories at home, but like, then we would do other things like go outside.
No, but
Now I have plenty of TV.
But when people would mummify someone, it is because they wanted to like kind of preserve their body, and it was like a show of respect for
Yes.
like the very, very like, you know, like the pharaohs and stuff. They got mummified, like the princes and stuff got mummified because they were like these public figures, and they were like, you know, they thought that they were like gods, you know.
Well, yeah, it was like to like save them because it was like a beautiful thing to them, I think.
Yeah, because a tomb would be just full of these people's things and also like things to help them transition into the afterlife.
Yep.
The mom, I thought, took way too long to be like, I don't want her here.
Yeah. I literally knew the moment that they brought her home that she needed to be bagged up and like got rid of. Like she needed to be thrown away. Also, why are they living in like this house that's like a soundstage built inside of a bigger house? Like what the fuck?
No, that exists.
They make houses where they have 2 houses and they like
No.
shrink the house by building a second
No.
fully furnished room.
You know what I think that they do that for? It's for houses that have very detailed like roofs, and then they have those like awkward like
But we
corners.
saw this was not we saw the outside. It was just a regular house. There wasn't like
That's
some like
true.
you know swinging
Because-
like,
Because I've seen.
and that's not even real, Paula. What are you talking?
Oh my god,
There's
what
no
are these
corridor.
people are here?
Who?
This group of people.
Oh my god, Paula.
She was so scary looking. I'm sorry, like as much
Oh,
as I
yeah,
would have
yeah.
like loved my daughter.
But it was also
like,
8 years. They like got over it by then.
No, I think also aside from this, they gave the girl that was missing, it might have been dead, a whole ass room, and then the 2 siblings that were alive had to share a room.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was something I wanted to talk about actually.
That's
Quick
messed
pan.
up.
Okay, so imagine your mom has lost her daughter for 8 years. They're like in a situation. So the daughter's been missing for 8 years, and then they like find her. And then your mom, instead of like supporting her actual like new children that she's spent the last 8 years with, she just goes to this random fucking like ghoul that they like dragged in a wheelchair, and she like loves them and is more concerned about them and sleeping in their room instead of her children's room. Her children are really like
scared of her.
They're scared. They need help. They need intervention right now.
I'm just so, like, she had tried, like, she was, like, crawling around their walls and stuff that night, like, trying to get into their, like, siblings' room.
Yeah.
But they, like, weren't very concerned about that. Like, they were just like, oh, this was weird, but let's put you back in the bed. Why not call someone? Like, why not call, like, a psychiatrist?
Yeah.
Or a doctor.
And,
you know? Or the police.
Well, it's just not very, like, believable that you would just, like, let this happen to you. You would just, like, literally, like, happily, like, you know,
have this thing
lower
in your
yourself
house.
into the fire.
Like,
like,
why did they agree to have this thing in their house? Like,
make multiple decisions to, like, multiple times, like, make the decision to
keep her there
and not do anything about it.
Yeah.
They're, like, fighting about it. This is actually action movie. We actually should have stayed with the cranes. I would have been more comfortable in between the cranes, to be itch.
Also, they did the thing with the toenail. That was disgusting.
Oh my god, the toenail?
The toenail that, like, ripped half of her
that was
leg
like
skin
It
off.
was very satisfying, the first two toenails that they chopped off.
Justin
these, like,
was
massive-
really into the toe scenes of this movie. He, like...
Best believe. I liked them.
She was licking her toes.
Mm-hmm.
No, but that happens. Oh, so she headbutts her grandma.
Oh my god, like, really hard.
But they don't, like, put
and
her...
she's, like, checking on the headbutter girl instead of her grandma.
Yeah. And the thing... So that happens very early on, and they're not, like, concerned and want to put her in a facility until she actually kills the grandma.
Yeah.
Like, that was really the last straw for them.
But they still have her in the house, mind you. They don't literally just, like, put her outside. Like, it's clearly that she's, like, completely out of control. If you put her outside, she'd probably, like, run and eat the neighbors or something. Like, why are they, like, keeping her there to eat her? It doesn't seem like it wants to be caught, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it'd be running in circles around that, like, main living space, which is also, like, so weird that they, like, are constantly running in circles as if, like, that's, like, a circle around the room. Mm-hmm. But there's, like, walkways in the house. So how are you going to have, like, any doorways into the room? But then it seems like all the access points are, like, these, like, crawl space, like, doors. Yet there's, like, fucking chairs in there.
She was very scary.
Yeah.
In, like, a Chucky kind of way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never watched Chucky, but, like, Chucky's, like, a freaking toy, right?
Yeah.
So not really. She's very slimy, very gross.
No, in just, like, a kind of silly way. It's not terrifying.
Like, the thing is, they were, like, splattering and pit-pattering around in the house, and we're really scared because even though the lady, like, spends most of her time in her room.
Yeah. I wish we had more popcorn.
Oh, bro, we should have gone the large.
Okay, talk about the movie.
Okay, should we move?
Yes.
Grab the scam.
Justin's actually getting too distracted.
I can't do it.
He's like...
They're gonna freak the fuck out. Do you want to record them while we're shooting?
Justin gets, like, always wants to know the tea on, like, little kids. Like,
no, what are you talking? Why you be accusing me? Why you be calling me Jeffrey Epstein up in here, brother?
Just
You
leave.
fell onto the car.
Justin, just leave the parking lot, please.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, you ready for that?
Oh my god! Justin! What the fuck? I didn't have my seatbelt on!
Alright, we're going to a different parking lot. We had a brief interruption. Jarring interruption.
You can cut the part out where I said you're like Jeffrey.
Touch way.
I thought the little girl ripping her teeth off.
Oh yeah, she ripped her teeth off. But then
They grew
back.
But in like a day.
It was what's called a continuity error, brother.
So to seal this curse, they have to like wrap the new vessel in these like scriptures on their bandages to like kind of protect protect the everyone else so that the thing doesn't get out.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, they have to like do this ritual and like wrap them in
the bandages
the
are what
previous skin of the
is.
right.
That's what I thought, Justin.
And then like yeah.
But the daughter at the end, she looks fine. She doesn't look like she got all her skin ripped off.
Well, it's actually just like skin that's been like grown into some fabric because they were like alive in the tomb.
Oh,
with
on her
the,
clothes.
With the fabric wrapped in the fabric, and the fabric was just like.
Oh.
But she was still wet, you know, and so then it was just like having like wet fabric over you for like 8 years, and the fabric gradually like fuses with your skin. Yeah. I guess this is the calculations I made. And then you can peel the fabric off like it's like a aloe.
Oh, aloe.
It's like aloe. That's what it's like. It was pretty obviously a movie written by someone from Ireland.
Why?
I felt like it just was illiterate to the actual culture of Egypt. On the one hand, you have a depiction of in Egypt where a woman can work her way up into becoming a police officer, which is like in the United States a story that's like an inspirational, like empowering story. So on the one hand, you have a depiction of Egypt that's like progressive, on the nose message of woman becoming like badass, empowered woman. But on the other hand, you have the villains who are like the traditional Egyptian like ladies, I guess. They're stereotypes, but like they're like that's what they are, and they have their like hijabs, very like dark skinned, I guess. Wouldn't you say?
I mean, but they weren't depicting the girl as
well, the girl was
bad.
just like a white girl.
No, I'm talking about the daughter and the woman that turned the girl into a mummy.
Well, she wasn't a villain, but like you don't think that there's something, like she was like part of the, you know.
Yeah, but it was very clear that even she suffered from her mother.
Yeah. But her mother is the one that's making her be there. And the mother is the one that's like controlling if she wears a hijab or something. And so you have this character who's the agent of the villainous like murdering mother. Yeah, but the mom didn't wear it, but the girl did. And this girl is not in the business of making independent decisions of her own because of her situation with her mom. So I think that I see the implication that her mom is forcing that on her. And then you also have the police officer lady with her empowering story starts off as this like lowly like police officer with no, you know, all she's good for is translating into English, and she's wearing a hijab in that part, and then she comes around and 8 years later she's taken off the hijab and now is like a senior like police leader. Like doesn't have to wear this hijab that all the ladies in Egypt
you know
wear.
what I also kind of thought that maybe that like another interpretation of that, it might be that she was in the police station for so long that she got to see so many like bad cases that she just became non-religious.
There's also the Christian iconography where the sympathetic grandma is praying and like trying to pray, and like the only one who knows that like they're in deep shit like in the very beginning. And then she is killed by the mummy, by the like ancient Egyptian like traditional thing.
Yeah.
And then the mummy makes the rosary into a snake, so like Lucifer, and then she goes up her leg, so she like violates her, and she like goes up her leg in this seductive way with the rosary as if it was a snake. It like crawls up her leg and like crawls like past her inner thigh, and then like up her chest, and then around like her throat, and like lifts her up and chokes her to death, and that's how it kills her. And I think there's like something really symbolic about being violated and then being killed by the symbol of Christian iconography, and that being in control of the mummy, which is the traditional like creature.
Yeah. No, I totally get what you're saying, because also when they were discovering where this mummy comes from, they said that, oh, it's like an ancient curse from even before Jesus.
Yeah,
before
and then they're
Jesus,
bringing
before religion, back when everything was fucked up and there was no God. Everybody was awful. You
that
know
was
how
another moment of
how
it.
they
Yeah,
picture-
where Christianity
Yeah.
kind of brought everything together and like
Yeah.
brought order to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, they had these demons kind of running rampant and like
Yeah.
you know possessing entire families and like killing all these people like it did in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the badass like lady that we like
Yeah.
putting away her hijab and stepping away from Islam. And she's like the one that you're supposed to root for. She was not very well-rounded. She was just like a generic, determined police officer.
Mm-hmm.
And even the interactions with her superiors earlier, where they could have shown that there was some sort of resentment for her, or thinking about her as just some lowly translator. They could have conveyed that, and that would have given her a sense of having a motivation to overcome some sort of oppression. But they actually didn't set you up with that, which is kind of interesting, considering we're talking about this film having a Christian narrative, and then also not being self-aware of making her a rounded character, of portraying her in a sympathetic way or in a feminist way. They aren't able to deliver on the like feminism message that they want to do because they're so bogged down with all the weirdly religious subplot.
Because the Christianity isn't what saves them. It's when they have these like ancient Egyptian elixir.
The chant.
Yeah, the chant to like ward off the curse.
Yeah. I guess we can give them some credit for not like being so overt in their messaging.
Yeah,
They,
I didn't think it was very overt in the religion being a huge aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it wasn't trying to be anything more than really just this scary mummy story.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is not a.
I just feel like
I think this is not a deliberate like
here's the
message
yeah,
as much as
yeah,
it is
I
as
just-
a like blind spot in the creators.
I think it could be that, or it could be just us reading into things that, yeah, it's a blind spot to them that they didn't even really think about. That just
Yeah.
so happens to show up in the movie, even though they might have not intended it to.
Yeah.
But, and then we just think about those things because we try to see more than what's there sometimes.
Well, I mean, it's also not like necessarily even about looking too much into it, as much as this is a accidental subliminal message left in there by the creator, or maybe it was just pandering to multiple audiences in the most white written way. I don't know if the actual Spanish was like
No, the Spanish was
believably
good.
written, if it was good or whatever.
I thought it was good.
Okay. I mean, the English wasn't good, so I guess the Spanish was good.
I mean, the most they had her saying was the religious chants, and I've heard those chants.
Well, I
so-
thought that also the fact that
and
like
the prayers.
the way that they integrated Spanish into their vocabulary as kids was not believable. And then that's just like the first of many kind of, in my opinion, poorly written elements of the movie. I mean, like having that professor there to dump exposition on us, where he just like looks at these pieces of like skin
Yeah.
tape and then he gets all concerned.
It was the name of like the demon.
This professor knows that this demon is real. He's a professor. Come on. And like the house they lived in, oh my god, it was so fucking ugly.
I liked it. No, I
No,
liked
it was not. And with those massive walls, I would never want to
No,
be in a
I
house
liked how it
with,
was decorated.
like 3-foot walled off areas
Yeah, that's
of the
really-
house
that would be so
in between
scary.
rooms. But like they'd be like lifting each other up and like making gargling, like choking, dying sounds,
Mm-hmm.
and then the person in the room below them can't hear the sound of their brother upstairs being bashed against the wall, and they're not yelling out for help when they're being attacked. And they're believing this monster through the door, and they're repeating that trope also multiple times, where they have one of the characters coming up to the door and the monster's whispering, and she's like, "Come closer, I want to see you." And then they come closer and she's like, "I want to lick your toes." That's literally what she said.
She
But it
did
was
not
something about,
say,
like,
"I wanna lick
I wanna
your
tou-
toes."
I want to know what your little toe tastes like. And then she sticks her like slimy, it's really slimy, tongue under the door and licks this little girl's feet.
Like how your little piggies taste.
Who's got her toes like literally like almost underneath the door. Like, why are you getting this close to the freaking like triple locked door? Like, there's a beast in there that headbutted her grandmother so hard that she broke her nose.
She was there because she used like the force to get her to like.
No, well, that was but the first time she didn't use the force.
No, when she was licking her toes.
She convinced him when she was licking the toes. That was not from the force.
It wasn't.
That was brought willingly. She lured her over there by saying, "You're my favorite.
You're my favorite in the family. But you don't even know me.
She didn't use the force, no.
She
did not use the force to molest her toes. I'm telling you, she tricked her in coming over there.
Oh, okay.
And the force wasn't even revealed yet.
Yes, it was. That was revealed
No.
before her teeth started falling off.
No. When she licked the toes, she wasn't possessed yet. When she was ripping her teeth out, she was possessed there.
Yeah, I knew she was possessed there, but I thought she licked her toes after she was already possessed.
No, she licked her toes when she was not possessed because she would have been totally fine with being licked in the toes by the other possessed demon if she was possessed.
You're
was
right.
horrified.
Yeah, you're true.
So
that's true.
And it also wouldn't have been scary. Like when she was like, "You want to come help me get dressed?" Which was a little weird to say to your little brother. But I guess they're demons,
Yeah,
so
that
we can't
was weird.
Like, I mean, we're judging them, but like they're demons.
Come help me get undressed, little brother.
Little brother. If like Mia was gone for 8 years and then suddenly came back and she's like this like folded up like Stranger Things victim and with like 3-foot long toenails, would you be
Oh my god.
would you be like cutting her hair and like
I love Mia, but she would have to go and
would you pull her skin off?
No.
If she told you to come over?
No. Mia would have been put in a facility. She would have been put in like
I think she would have put
Arkham.
hopefully straight away.
Yeah, she would never even come
I don't
home.
want to see Mia as mommy.
Me either. I'd rather her be in the ground, in the tomb.
The dum.
Oh, so. What did you think about the end when they go and they get the lady that did it?
Oh, I thought it was believable, and I thought it was predictable and contrived.
It was believable but contrived.
It was believable in the sense that, oh, that's how you would get out of this situation. You would just pass on the demon to someone else and leave them to deal with it. And that's how you, like, wrap up this movie, because what better way to emotionally hurt this evil lady?
What would you give this on Letterboxd?
See, here's the thing. I think it was more enjoyable in some senses than Undertone.
Weirdly,
I
liked Undertone more.
I was getting there. I think that in terms of like the gore and the variety of scenery and the cinematography, I like the cinematography of it. There's a ton of like extreme close-ups. They even use, which it was kind of weird, but I'm pretty sure they used the like lens where it's half a lens and half a lens, and they're two different focal lengths with like a little blurred depth of field in the middle. And so then you can have like two things in focus at the same time. You can have the foreground and the background in focus at the same time, but the midground is out of focus. And they had a scene with that. But
I noticed that
it
scene.
looked a little bit like too perfect almost. It's like when you do something like that, you have to
I thought it was blurred.
Okay, so what I was gonna I found it more visually engaging than Undertone. But I think that Undertone did something really, really impressive with a really, really tiny budget and really tiny production crew. Or just like seemingly, and really simple concept. And then this one felt like a blockbuster in the sense that it was poorly written, but it didn't have that like independent charm that Undertone had. You know?
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, it's going to look perfect. Whenever something would happen, it would be like, oh, it's going to look perfect because they went all out. They went to Egypt. They freaking like...
Yeah.
CGI'd
I will say
the
those
world.
coyotes were pretty...
They look bad.
bad.
But it's really hard to get dogs good. Like...
Yeah.
If you have CGI dogs, there's very few examples of really good ones. I mean, I think that the Twilight ones and Until Dawn are like famous for being like decent. And I know there's the True Blood ones, but You know, I cut him some slack because it's like if your movie is just about being a dog, then you got to get good dog effects. But also, like, why were the dogs even there?
Oh, they ate the grandma, remember?
I know, but I felt like that was another contrived element of it where they just wanted, like, the grandmother to have a really brutal, emotionally devastating death.
Yeah.
Where she's thrown out the window, so we have our shocking, surprising element that, like, is good for the story. And then the coyotes have been set up beforehand, like, in the...
Yeah, you're right. But they, like, always arrive.
They've just been placed there in the... They have been, like, foreshadowed. Before we were interrupted by the camera running out of space on the memory card. We were trying to talk about how I was rating the film.
Yeah.
Oh.
What does this movie have on Rotten Tomatoes, actually?
Wait, like, less. 49, I think.
Really? Yeah, 45%.
The writing was worse in this one than in Undertone.
Yeah.
And the story elements. We gave Undertone 3.5. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like maybe this was a 3.
Yeah. Maybe for me, the thing is, I keep going back to I gave Psycho Killer a 2.5.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean,
like,
but the writing was like not much better than Psycho Killer's
I know,
writing.
but I was like, now every time I rate something like kind of low, I'm like, was it Psycho Killer bad or was it like?
Well, do you need to like amend your Psycho Killer rating and bring it down?
I guess. Or no, I think I gave it a 2.
Well, because the thing is,
I gave Psycho Killer a 2.
Killer, we hadn't gone to any movies in like a couple of weeks because we had been away on a trip, and so we were starved of movies, and we were like really excited to go see it, and we had been seeing all this marketing. The marketing like worked on us over the course of months, and so we enjoyed it because we had such an open mind. But the movie, it was actually like pretty bad. That was a really situational case, and if we watched that movie again, we'd probably give it like half a star.
Yeah. So I think this movie is like a 2.5 for me.
2.5? Because
I just didn't find it very scary.
I actually liked a lot of the gore, although I thought that I found it like within its own logic, the movie like concluded itself nicely. That's what I was kind of getting at before. But I don't think that it was very thoughtful about its environments that it was in, and I don't think it was very like, and it didn't feel very personal, kind of like how, which is different from Undertone in my mind, because that movie felt like very personal in the spaces that it occupied, and this movie, the house plays such a big role, but it doesn't feel like a legit like character in the movie the way that the house should, because it has these like hidden walls, but it's just kind of this like environment that they're in, this like stage that they're on.
Yeah.
And their performances were like decent.
Yeah.
But their writing was really, really bad for all the dialogue. All the dialogue was really bad. All the plot was bad and the characters were bad. And so all right acting from the adults.
Yeah.
They didn't really make up for it. But the effects were really good, the practical effects. And like some of the scares were good, I thought.
I liked the sand.
The sand, it was very like random and like out of the blue, but like, you know.
But I don't know, maybe the sand just reminds me of like Mad Max or something.
I mean, it was just cool. It was like a spectacle, and that was the thing I will say about it, is that it had really good cinematography. It had really good like practical and special effects, the visual effects, except for the wolves. That was about it. But
yeah. I don't know. I still think 2.5 is fair because I didn't really feel that bad for them.
That's true. The characters were really bad.
Yeah.
You know, actually, you might have talked me down because I'm thinking about it now also. It's like I didn't like the characters that I was supposed to like, and I also didn't like the message of this like kind of conservative seeming message.
It was just this mummy was just part of a family that, like, I guess figured out a way to suppress the curse from, like, infiltrating their family. But then it just became them that are in charge of
Yeah.
getting a new vessel for...
Yeah, and it just, like, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, so I guess I'll be convinced. 2.5 stars, but...
I just didn't think it was very good. I don't know if he wanted his name plastered on it.
I was about to say, like, the same thing, that I wouldn't plaster my name on that movie. So yeah, 2.5 stars for The Mummy.
Yeah.
But I still had fun with you, Paula.
Yeah, me too. Still fun movie to watch. It wasn't so, like...
It's like a movie that's out right now.
Yeah, and then you can go watch if you want something entertaining. Because at the end of the day, it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, for the gore and stuff. If you like that kind of stuff, if you like gross stuff, like, you'll like it. But it's not, like, so psychologically disturbing, like Saw. So it's not, like, a regular, like, body horror movie. But yet it still has some, like, bugs going into mouths and stuff. And, like,
yeah.
Because, you know, it's Egypt. There's, like, they like their scarab beetles and whatnot.
I thought the movie was decent. It wasn't my favorite.
Decent, 2.5 stars. All right.
Decent, 2.5 stars. Okay.
All right.
But
yeah,
we our, like, schedule for the future is kind of like, we recorded 2
episodes that I actually, well, Paula can edit them at some point, but
yeah,
didn't love them. But then there was, like, some discourse and some people agreeing with us, right?
for the drama.
The drama.
Yeah. But
I think we might upload the drama one if we, like, look at it and it's good.
Yeah, we still have to look at it. We had a busy week. You know, we'd love to hear if anyone has any suggestions about movies that we want to go see, because we were looking at the Regal app and, like, nothing seems very enticing.
No, Paula, if you say this, we're going to be watching Mario.
It's a great way for engage.
Yeah, you're right. Well, we gotta put that shit in the beginning because we probably only have, like, 2 viewers by now.
For real.
But yeah, there's actually some actual really exciting movies coming out soon. Like the Billie Eilish concert movie.
Yeah, we could get an episode on the Billie Eilish concert movie. I'm sorry.
Can we record ourselves during the concert movie?
Oh my god, no.
Oh, we're gonna be, like, crying. This will be a movie where Paula will cry.
I will not cry.
We thought she was gonna cry this last movie. She didn't.
I'm not gonna cry. It's gonna be you
But-
and Mia, like, crying, and it's gonna be me, like, being normal.
No. Oh, you're gonna be, like, so moved. You're gonna be crying.
The Katy Perry movie had me crying.
These are the movies I'm excited for. Backrooms, number 1. The Mandalorian, The Rise of Grogu, the Billie Eilish concert movie.
But anyway, we'd love to hear if anyone has any suggestions. for
It's
future
very
movies.
late. Now we're gonna be going to sleep.
It's almost 1 a.m. But we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh my god, my hair was like...